Hi, Joe. I'm Mel, Rod. How are we? Good morning. Good Friday, Cindy. Hi, good morning. Glee, school. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Friday morning. We made it. Look at us. Friday midday for those of you on the East Coast. For those of you joining us from other parts of the world, it's probably Friday evening. But we all made it here to Friday. We're still home together, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited it's Friday. Even though tomorrow is kind of the same as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday always has its own feel to it. It gives us a sense of accomplishment that we made it here. It gives you a feeling like the weekend is around the corner. And it just feels different, Friday. It's like Sunday. Sunday has its own state of mind. Friday does a little bit too. So welcome to all of you who are joining us on Home Together today on Friday. We moved up a little bit earlier today to talk with my friend Jess Seinfeld. We actually moved for Patrick because he had an audition this afternoon and he's not home yet. So then he had physical therapy and kids. Anyway, she very gamely moved last night or early this morning to accommodate that. So I want to thank her for that. Jess is a friend. She's a cookbook author. She's a wife. She's a mother of 3. But what I want to talk to her about and what I wanted to talk to her about today, and really ever since Home Together started, was her work. She started something called the Good Plus Foundation, which I'm a big fan of, and it works to dismantle multi-generations of poverty. And they're doing extraordinary work. They were before the pandemic, but she's doing great work out on the front lines of humanity. And on this series, we always wanted to shine a light on what I call architects of change, people who are out there. They see what the issue is and they don't wait, they just step in and they try to make it better. And she's certainly one of those people. I'm sure all of you who are joining today are also like that. Shunter FSU, can't wait to learn more about the foundation. I love that. It's called the Good Plus Foundation. And you can go on their website and check out their work. It's very clear on their website what they do, how, if you want to support them, what you're supporting, which I think is so great. And Jason Daniels, thank you for joining us. Hi, Sydney Wiener. That's great. Sometimes these things move and sometimes they don't. Happy Friday to you, Ozzy Raids. Happy Friday back to you. I hope everybody's hanging in there. I know some states are opening up. And I hope if you are in one of those states, I hope you're going to go out and be safe. I hope you're going to go out with a mask on. I know that's a bit of a challenge for many people, but like here in Los Angeles, they said if you go out, you have to wear a mask. And even though I find it a little bit challenging to breathe with the mask, I did that yesterday. I had it around my neck, and whenever I saw someone coming near me, I pulled it up. But so we're all finding our best ways to keep ourselves safe and to be mindful and keep others safe. That's really, we're doing that. We're all in this together. So that's what we're trying to do. So anyway, I want to see if Jess is here. I hope those of you who, she's probably not here because I came on a little bit early. Oh, Light Watkins is here. If you don't follow Light Watkins, please do. He does great meditations. He's been a friend of the Women's Alzheimer's Movement. Hi, Light Watkins. I'm going to take myself down a little bit in honor that you're here. Light has a beautiful book out there. He teaches meditation. He makes it simple. He makes it accessible. And he makes it fun. And he's been a big supporter of the Women's Alzheimer's Movement, which is also an organization that is out there on the front lines, helping people with brain health, helping educate people about prevention, helping support people who have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, or if you have a family member. who's diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Having gone through that myself, I know we all have to support each other. Hi, Maria from Scotland. Wow, I would like to discuss your dreams. Wow, me too. I had some weird dreams last night. I miss your podcast, K6 Photos. You know what? I kind of miss it too, but I had to do this report. I got to do this report for the governor of California, and I knew something had to give, and that was the clearest thing that could give. So I wanted to focus on that, which is due in December, and then maybe we'll maybe we'll do it again. I don't know, but maybe we will, and maybe we won't. And I think that's kind of I wanted to focus on the Sunday paper. I wanted to focus on my women's Alzheimer's work, and I wanted to deliver a good report to the governor. And I just sat down with myself and I said, I can't do all of this. I can't parent. I can't be the person I want to be, do the Sunday paper, do the women's Alzheimer's movement, and do the podcast. But this is my own version of the podcast. Lo and behold, it just popped up, and there we have it. So we kind of have a podcast right here. These are meaningful conversations with architects of change. I hope you find them inspiring. You can go over to YouTube and watch them, subscribe, watch them on YouTube, which is where they are. And MG Betancourt, love when you say extraordinary. Maybe that's kind of my accent, extraordinary. And anyway, so my podcast is kind of here on Home Together. And I also do the Sunday paper live now, and that's its own version of a podcast. So, we're all kind of making up different platforms, but the bottom line is we're still, opening up here in Rhode Island, Chrissy 1334. I love Rhode Island. How beautiful is Rhode Island? And I hope you opened safely. I hope you opened conscious that there are so many others around you who might be scared about the opening. And so I think that's what we have to we're open in Connecticut on May 20th, okay? Good idea. So I think everybody, foundations, I love your perspective about masks. I think we're all trying to figure out the mask thing, right? As I said, I all of a sudden have a bunch of masks. I don't exactly know how to wear them. I'm sure I'll find the right one for me. I'm kind of dating with masks, trying to find the right one where I can actually feel like I'm breathing and I can talk. Yesterday I walked with my son. I gave him one of my masks that a friend made for me. Oh, wow, listen to this. Jessica is the Mother Teresa of our time. Hard times make me stronger. Wow, I am just loving that for Jess. The Mother Teresa, that's the best introduction. I'm just not going to say anything more. Jess.
Oh no.
Just turn around, turn you the other way. Okay, she's gonna figure it out. I have so much confidence in her. She cooks, she's a wife, she's a mother, and she knows how to turn the Instagram camera right side up. I'm fully confident that that will happen. And in the meantime, there she is, Jess. You can do it, Jess. You can do it. Look at that. Okay. You know what? I think she's coming from New York. So I'm going to give her another second, and then I'm going to get rid of it. And then, oh, there she is.
We have a bad connection. Might be the 10 million children in my house who are on school, online learning school, whatever we're calling it these days. Sorry.
Hi, my friend. Hi, my friend.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? How are you hanging in there with your family?
Very well. No complaints. There's a lot of, complaining to be had, but we're not allowed in this family to complain.
Okay, so let's go straight into it. I said before you got on here, I wanted to have you on because of your extraordinary work with the Good Plus Foundation. And I want everybody to know about the work you're doing and how they can support it. So I was just telling people on the website, Jess, it says the Good Plus Foundation dismantles multi-generational poverty by pairing tangible goods with innovative services. So in real time, explain to people what that is.
We are just looking to help parents with upward mobility. We're helping social workers and care providers in the country right now by providing them with the tools that they need to work with the families that are in their care, because so many of our programs, we have 75 programs around the country that are closed. And so our social service providers are doing online consultations and meetings with their fathers and mothers to assess their needs. We're finding food as a number one need in this country pretty consistently, and it's kind of growing by 20% every week. We find diapers, we find rent assistance, a critical need, obviously. Our families are pretty much 85 to 90% of them have lost all sources of income. They are workers that have worked in restaurants. They have worked in domestic care in some way, and they just are without. So, and they also have no savings.
Yeah.
And
I think it's really incredible if we all just pause a second to think about what Jess just said. You know, how many people in our country don't have food to put on the table, can't make their rent, have no source of income, which is why I think it's so important, the work that the Good Plus Foundation is doing. It's dealing with basic necessities, food, diapers, rent. Somebody on here just said, how can a psychologist help you?
well, that's a great question, because what we're seeing with all of our providers is the need for vicarious trauma support. They are working with these families day in and day out, and it's bringing up all sorts of issues with them. So we're doing online training support, and I would love whomever asks that, if you could get in touch with me. We in this country are not doing enough for underserved communities in mental health support. If you make over $40,000 a year in this country, it's likely that you might be part of a community that has mental health support, or you have a therapist, or somebody who's going to get you through something difficult. We, in our communities that we serve, we don't have that. We don't have access to that. And so we have a great partner in Los Angeles called Give an Hour, and we have a great partner in New York called Vibrant Emotional Health. Other than that, we really struggle with finding support for our helpers.
Yeah, Give an Hour is a really great organization that Jess partners with. So if you are that psychologist, if you want to help with diapers, if you want to help with a donation that will help with rent.
And mental health support.
Health support.
For social service providers.
And I think all of that, Good Plus Foundation, they are out doing really important work that's accentuated right now on the front lines. As I say, they are making the difference in whether someone can pay their rent, pay their electrical bills, whether they can have a diaper. I mean, let's just focus on that for a second, whether they can get diapers, whether they can put food on the table. This is really critical work that Jess is doing, and everybody at the Good Plus Foundation. Give an Hour is really doing critical mental health work. You accentuate, which I love, Jess. Also, let's talk a little bit about fatherhood. And I think that, very few people or very few organizations zero in on the importance of fathers. You came to that. Talk a little bit about how you kind of came to that realization that nothing was being done to help fathers and why you wanted to do that.
Well, I started this organization in 2001, and for years and years, we had been working primarily with single mothers. And I just kept thinking there has to be a way to support these single moms in a way that we're not doing in this country. Yeah. My mom is a social worker, and I'm not a social worker by trade, though I am going to school starting in September to hopefully get my master's. But
right.
Aside.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm excited, waiting to see if I get in. But anyway, I had never been taught to only think one way about poverty. Like,
Yeah.
why can't we solve this? I thought, how can we solve father absences in this country? And I'm not saying I'm capable of solving it, but I am capable of providing support to fathers and men who are ready to engage and perhaps grew up without a role model, perhaps grew up seeing violence and being involved with the criminal justice system since a very young age, and have never seen what it's like to have a working family. And so a lot of times we get young guys who create family very young just to create stability for themselves. And
Yes.
when you don't have the skills and the tools to work with, especially growing up without a role model, that's going to fall apart. And so you have all of these men who are disenfranchised and, you know, called deadbeats. But in fact, with our work with men starting in 2010, we see the opposite. We see men who are dying to be involved with their families, but they just don't know how. They just don't know what love is, or they don't know how to express it. And so we have incredible fatherhood programs, many in LA, one in Baltimore at Center for Urban Families, and tons in New York, that we're supporting and really hoping to grow this idea that we can help the family unit. We can strengthen families in this country. We haven't done it before. If we look at our child support laws, they are really focused on, for the past however many years, keeping families apart. The child support, it's such a long thing to go into, and I won't take the time now, but we're working at Good Plus Foundation on reforming child support. So mom gets the support she needs. Dad doesn't have his wages garnished and given to the state. And so we try to just look at things like they haven't been looked at before.
I think that's a really important thing. A lot of people on here, you can't see the comments. Thank you, Jess. Thank you for the work you've been doing. I want you to know that those comments
Thank you.
And I think that's a really important thing that all architects of change, I think, have in common. They look at something that's been there for years and say, how can I look at this differently? It's not about penalizing the family. It's about supporting the husband, right? The father, because families do better when the father is engaged in the
kids
family.
do better. The outcome for children is better. This is why I went into this. How do we create better outcomes? How do we create upward mobility for families in this country? Why do we throw people away? Why are our prisons full? Why do we give up on people and just count them for dead? Like, why aren't we investing in human social capital?
There's some people on here saying, I'm a lawyer. I think if you're a lawyer and saying, I'd like to help, you can go to the Good Plus Foundation. If you're a lawyer, a psychologist, an accountant, an artist, a person,
a human
being who sees themselves in this, who wants to show what love is, who wants to help put food on the table. That's what I like about the work that Jess is doing. It's so human. It's so human. There, for the grace of God, go all of us, right? And whether I like also kind of shining a light on the role of fathers. So often fathers just feel like they're kind of by the wayside, and no organization is focused on helping them at the expense of someone else. And you've said, look, we see you, right?
Yeah.
We see you, and we're gonna help you be involved in this kid's life.
You matter. You matter to the life of this child. You matter to the mother of your child. And if you invest in your family, you have an anchor. You are more likely to succeed. Our programs, we have so much data on when our dads are invested in these programs and they find a brotherhood with men just like them, and they find people that they trust, and they find mentors for the first time in their lives, they go on, they see upward mobility.
So several people have asked me to repeat the name of the foundation. It's called the Good Plus Foundation. People have asked if they're a lawyer, they're a psychologist. I think it's just anybody. They need help from anybody. Jess, how have you seen the needs of people change in the last 2 months since we've been staying at home, or people have lost their jobs?
Yeah. We are, let's say, every month we help around 7,000 people. Already since March 1st, we've given away 30,000 packs of diapers. What diapers do for a family, I can't explain it in less than 5 minutes, but it is one of these things that when a man knocks on the door after showing up at the mother of his child's house, it shows the mother that he's showing up at his program, he's working on it, he's trying to get there, he's trying to be a better father. It starts to change the dynamic in that family. When a mom doesn't have to think about the expensive diapers, she can buy Motrin for her child who has an ear infection, or she can put food on the table, or she can pay her phone bill, which is something also we're helping with because of nobody can afford these data plans anymore when their kids are going to school on their phones. And so part of our emergency
that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, our emergency grant program is focused on data plans, rent assistance, food, helping somebody co-pay for their asthma medicine or whatever it is that now that you've lost your job, there's no way you can afford it. And so, the food lines at the food pantries are crazy. So we're filling up the food pantries with diapers and things that they've never had before, because these are basic needs that need to be provided. But what did you ask me? I'm so sorry.
It's good. Everything you're saying is great. I want to ask you, people once again saying, thank you so much. Do you get discouraged at all? Are you discouraged in the last, bit here, the last 8 weeks when everybody's been staying at home and you see the need for the emergency grants that you're giving out?
I would say that we are clearly woefully unprepared in this country for a major crisis. Yeah. And, I started this organization right after September 11th. So crisis work is like in our DNA. We helped with Superstorm Sandy. We've helped with the fires in California. Like, we know crisis. In so many different ways, we have seen that we're unprepared. And I'm so lucky that my team was prepared. And very early, we also have very deep roots in all of the poorest congressional communities in this country. And so we were already there. So we were lucky that we could take action very quickly, and people know us. And so the Food Bank of New York called us. Different congressional leaders called us. Places where we weren't typically working all the time called us. And so the need for basic necessities disturbs me. And the fact that 90% of the families we work with are without any source of income, and frankly, the fathers in our fatherhood programs, if they owe child support, we have grandfathers in our fatherhood programs that owe child support. Their children have gone on to get married and have children, and men are still paying child support. Don't get me on this thing. I will go. So those men are not getting a stimulus check. So there's so many different people not getting stimulus checks in our programs. And so I'm scared. I'm worried. I'm when poverty goes up, crime goes up. And I just,
somebody here just asked, are you seeing more cases of domestic violence? We're hearing a lot.
Domestic violence is up. Child abuse is up. One of the things I keep saying to our team is we have to get strollers to people, because people need to be able to leave their house and take the tension down, because that's what's happening there. A lot of our families live, 2 or 3 families in a unit, which is why we need safe sleeping spaces for young children who typically sleep with their parents or sleep with older siblings, because we can't isolate in these homes when there's so many people living there. Where are we going to put, the youngest child, the most vulnerable? So that's why these basic necessities that we don't think of are actually even more critical now.
So many people just, it's almost overwhelming, the list that you go down, right? Mm-hmm. And some people find that, okay, let me get involved. And some people find that overwhelming. They feel like, I just don't know what I can do. Let's bring it back to okay, you heard her say people need help with rent. They need help with diapers. They need help with food. They need help with their basic necessities. They need help with their data plan. They need a stroller. And, and then there's the whole kind of legal system over here when it comes to garnishing wages. If someone's sitting out there and they just want to help you today.
Mm-hmm. You can go to our website, goodplusfoundation.org, and help us provide emergency grants for families who are really, really, really struggling right now.
And that can be, if you have $5,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. $10, that can be $1,000, right?
We did a Father's Day campaign. One of our leaders in
Someone's
Los
asking
Angeles.
if you have a partner organization in Minneapolis. Do you?
Minneapolis. I have to look.
Okay.
I know we've worked there, but we try to,
If you go on the Good Plus Foundation, they will tell you if they have partner organizations in different cities.
Yeah, or send us an email and we will respond.
If they don't, you can be that.
Yes, absolutely. We're always looking for high quality programming like that. That's our, we drop programs if you're not good with keeping track of data, or if you, we only work with programs also that commit to working with men. Ours, there's so many programs in this country that work with mothers and children, and we work with them too. But our mandate now, so we can get fatherhood really supported in this country, is that you must engage men, and you must not say, I don't know where the father is. We can't help.
So there's a lot of people here saying, I'd like to help in Arizona, San Francisco. I think just rather
go to our website.
Go to the website. And that will show you where you can go to help. I love that so many people here want to help. They're asking, are there volunteer opportunities? I think all of that will be answered on the Good Plus, foundation website.
Yes.
And if it's not in your neighborhood, maybe go find an organization in your neighborhood that they can partner with. And
we can recommend places too, where we have eyes and boots all over the ground in this country, and we know, what programs are doing great work.
But I think the bottom line is they're doing emergency work out there that they weren't, that's accentuated in the last 2 months. 34 million people now newly unemployed in our country. I was reading yesterday, almost 25 or 26 million might lose their health insurance. We're talking basic necessities in the greatest country on earth. People can't put food on the table. So all of us who can help organizations like the Good Plus Foundation, we should, but all of us can do something.
Yeah.
Making a call, connecting another organization, you need all the help that you can get, bottom line, right?
Bottom line is, I think this is going to be a public problem
what do you
for
mean
a very long time. And sorry?
What do you mean a public problem?
I think that our government so far has not been able to absorb the magnitude of loss and grief and pain that people are living through right now. And the public is going to have to take up some of this cause so we can get on our feet as a country, and we have to support our communities, and we have to raise money in different ways for our communities, and get out there. If we love this country and we want to help this country rise again, we have to take care of the people who have lost everything.
Yeah. I think that's so beautiful. Many people saying, I'm going to repeat it again, the goodplusfoundation.org. People saying here they'd like to host diaper drives. I think all of this is helpful.
Yeah.
All of this makes a huge difference. I'm a big believer that we're all architects of change, that small acts are only small if you call them small, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like big, small, it just impacts human beings. And to that human being, a box of diapers is the biggest thing ever, right?
It means that somebody cares about them. It means that that's one less thing they have to stress about. An hour of a minimum wage pay is what it costs to buy a box of diapers. So now you don't have that job anymore. And now you have to worry about where and how your child goes to the bathroom. That's like a human function.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine. I mean, also we have all these pregnant moms who have to go to the hospital soon and give birth. They're avoiding their well visits because they don't want to catch the virus. And at our Eisner Health programs in Los Angeles, if anybody is listening, we're giving diapers away, we're giving wipes away, we're giving food away if you go to your well visit. So
Wow.
you
Okay.
know, and I'm not trying to incentivize people to go out there and put themselves at risk, but it matters. Your health matters too.
Right.
And
I had a doctor the other day who was just saying, I'm really disturbed by all the people who think they should not be going to their doctor for their well visits at all ages. So whether you're an expectant mom, whether you might be a senior, your doctor's offices want you to come in for your well visits. And if you're an expectant mom, as Jess just said, you can go and get it, and they're giving out diapers. So Good Plus Foundation, check out where their partners are on the local level. They can use your help in any capacity that you can give it. So I just wanted to kind of shine a light on the extraordinary work that Jess is doing. I think people sometimes, she also has this incredible cooking show, and you know, she has her cookbook, she's a wife, she's a mom, but today we wanted to really focus on the work that she started and continues to do. And I think what's great is that you started this not really knowing where it was going to go, right?
yeah,
And it's gone to places I'm sure you didn't imagine. And I'm sure if we have this conversation in 10 years, it'll be in some other place.
I know.
Yeah. But the great thing is that if we start something, we never know who it's going to touch. But right now, it's going to touch somebody because we all need help. And so the Good Plus Foundation, Good Plus equals good stuff.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
I want to thank you for moving for Patrick. As you can see, he's right here. Okay.
No, I did it because I moved it because I didn't want to anticipate being on one of these all day because I'm so nervous.
Oh, well, don't be nervous. You did great. You can't believe how many people who have big companies can't organize the Instagram live. They have bad connections. So you did great.
Thank you. Thanks,
you,
everyone.
Jess. Keep
And
up
thank
the
you
good
for
work.
doing this. Look at how many people you just told
Yeah.
about what we're doing. Now, how many people will be helped because of you. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I think I think the reason to have these platforms is to shine lights on things that are going on that are good. I mean, why else should we have it, right?
You are the best at it.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me again.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Bye.
So the Good Plus Foundation, the extraordinary work that they are doing on the front lines of humanity. I talk a lot about the front lines of humanity. That's home healthcare workers, people like the Good Plus Foundation, our doctors, our nurses, our caregivers. Really, so many of us are working on the front lines. And that's why I like to try to use this platform to shine a light on the work that so many people are doing. And having worked in media for so long, oftentimes they don't want to do this. So I feel like, wow, I have my own platform now and I can shine a light on all the great work that people out there are doing. And there is so much great work being done in our country. I don't want you to ever lose sight of all of the good being done in our country. It's incredible. People starting diaper drives, food drives, medical supply drives, helping fathers, helping mothers, helping kids, helping seniors. The list goes on. So I don't want, we hear all the time about what's wrong in our country. And there is, as she said, a lot that's wrong. But there is a lot that each of us can do to make something right. So I want to thank her. She's always been a great supporter of the Sunday paper. And I think, it's really great the work she and everybody at the Good Plus Foundation is doing. And if you know some great organizations that we should be shining a light on, either here or in the Sunday paper. The Sunday paper really started as a way of shining a light on architects of change doing great stuff every day. So send me ideas. Send me organizations that are doing great work that I can recommend to others, that I can shine. Lotus House Miami. I've heard of Lotus House Miami. Thank you for that idea. We'll try to get in touch with Lotus House Miami. My sister-in-law told me that they do great work in Miami, doing incredible work. So that's a great idea. Thank you so much. Article in Buffalo paper saying ordinary people are showing up as leaders, how to act with love. I love that. Please send me that article. I want to include that in the Sunday paper. I love that. I believe that. I believe each of us can lead in our families, at our kitchen tables, in our homes, in our neighborhoods, and we can lead with love. We can lead the way we talk to people, the way we interact with people. That's leadership. The way, if you work with 1 or 2 or 3 people and you have a small business, you're a leader. If you have a family, you're a leader. Your kids watch what you do. As Jess said, her mom was a social worker. People emulate people they admire. People show up for people that they admire, and they want to do things to make themselves feel good and to help other people. So we believe that each and every one of us is an architect of change. Sunday is World Baking Day. Wow, I did not know that. So we have a great baker actually on the Sunday Paper Live on Sunday morning. Right here, Sunday morning, 9 a.m. West Coast time. We have a great baker coming up. You'll be surprised. So thank you for your comments about this being a good space to see leaders and to lead by example. So once again, in every way, how we make our food, you can be a leader. How you parent, you can be a leader. Everything. Christina Tassi, yes. Oh, you know who we're having. Oh, gosh. Somebody knows. That's right. She's coming on Sunday, along with Marlo Thomas and Phil Donahue and some other guests. And Martha Stewart, yes, she's going to come, I think, in a week or 2. And so show us good ideas, give us good ideas. Make sure you subscribe to the Sunday paper. If you like these conversations, please subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can watch them. It's all free. Papa's Pantry. I don't know that, so we'll have to look into that. And I don't know where Patrick is, but wherever he is, I hope he's having a great time. And I hope all of you, I know for many, many millions of us, this is a really difficult time of all ages. So I want you to know we're thinking about you. We try to use this space and this place to bring joy, to make you feel seen, to make you feel valued, and to bring you content that inspires you, motivates you, makes you feel like you are not alone. That's what we're trying to do here. So thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend. And remember the Good Plus Foundation. Thank you.